Now, we hear so much about the importance of knowing CPR and having a defib to hand. Listen to this story. 59-year-old Stephen Ager from Skelmersdale is testament to that. When he and his friend were training at the local gym, he suddenly collapsed. A team rushed into action, came to his aid. They trained for this, and then it was needed. That training was needed. Claire Minter went along to the club, met Stephen, and one of the team who had the honour of bringing him back. He was gone. Brought him back to life. What a story. Claire Minter has the details.
It's odd to speak to somebody who quite literally died, and now I'm talking to them again. Tell us what happened running up to that day, Stephen. How were you feeling?
Well, my friend Jed and I had been training for a high rocks competition, which is quite an intense event. It was to be held in Manchester on the 31st of January, and we'd been training quite hard, well, really aggressively. And as part of our training on one morning, we come in and we were doing a particular set on the watt bike and the rowing machine. So it was 1,000 metres on the rowers, 1,000 metres on the watt bike, 10 rounds. Went onto the rower, done 1,000 metres on the rower, Jed jumped back on the bike, done the second round, and as I got on for the second round back onto the rower, I just felt a little bit lightheaded. I've never felt like that before. And Jed said to me, "Steve, pick the pace up, lad." It was round 2. And under my breath, I thought, I feel a bit lightheaded. And then that's the last thing I remember.
Gosh. So
Yep.
You were on the rower, and then
Bang.
you must have just gone, yeah.
Bang, went. Jed looked at me. I was still strapped into the rower. So he's jumped off the watt bike, through the watt bike, unclipped me out of the rower, got me in a recovery position, shouted for the staff help, and then next minute Phil and Alex were here with the defib in hand. All I can remember is coming round and Phil being above me, asking me if I wanted a kiss. I should have asked him for one.
Because your family were here as well, weren't they?
My wife Donna was downstairs in the pool, yeah, and she'd been asking me to just sort of lower the intensity of the training. She was a bit concerned that I was losing too much weight, and she said when the message went out on the tannoy, all gym staff to the gym floor, she said, I knew. She was in the pool swimming. She said, I knew it was you. She said, I knew. And strangely enough, she one of the girls, Jed's partner Jane, she went down and told her. But I was back awake then. Phil had brought me back round by that time, so I was laughing. I actually said to the paramedics who arrived, I'm sound, lads, you can go home now. And they said, no, you've got to go to hospital. And my wife said to me, and she still can't believe what she said, but she said, Steve, who's going to cook the turkey?
Because it was just before Christmas, eh? And you're the turkey man, are you?
Apparently so, yeah. But it's more traumatic for Phil and Jed and the team than it was for me, because I don't know what's going on. I was out of it, so it was more traumatic for these guys and my wife, obviously. And they worry about you. My wife, and I've got 2 young girls, they worry about me. But I'm absolutely 100% fine, fit, good to go. Back training after 2 weeks. Not as much as it was, but I can only thank Jed for getting me out of there, and Phil and the team for bringing me back.
Don't touch the patient. Analysing.
I'm Phil Nuttall, and I am General Manager at Bannatyne Health Club Skelmersdale for the Bannatyne Group.
Tell us about when you got your defib. Does that come with every club? Did you have to fundraise for it? How did that happen?
So that was sorted out. I mean, we've had them in for quite a number of years now. That was sorted out centrally at head office. So we have 68 sites across the UK. Duncan was very clear about having defibs at all clubs.
I can't even begin to think what that call would be like for then you to grab that machine, have to run up those stairs and find this gentleman not looking good. How was that for you?
Well, Wade, when something like that happens in the club, the crisis policy across the business is it's called a code blue when one of the panic alarms are hit within Bannatyne. All I've been told was gentlemen had collapsed on the gym floor, so as normal, grab the defib, get up there. It was just on this occasion, Steve, because it was Steve, he wasn't breathing. First things you do, are you okay? Are you okay? Ear down by the mouth, listen for breathing, look for a chest rising and falling. He had neither of them. He was going blue, and that was kind of sunk in of, oh, he's gone here. It's that enormity of, I've got to do CPR, I've got to get it right, and I've got to get it right now. So Alex, who was the fitness advisor on the gym floor that day, she started the first round of CPR while we were sort of trying to crowd control Steve's friends, and they were obviously naturally upset, and you know, we needed space to work, so to speak, and move equipment out and stuff. Switched it on. Obviously, it read his heart rate. It didn't advise a shock. It asked us to carry on doing CPR. It gives you the rhythm to go to, which is always helpful in those situations, because a lot of adrenaline, a lot of people shouting, a lot of people are upset. And for as much training as you do, it's good to have that hearing aid of boop, boop, boop to be able to keep up with. I think we did about 5 or 6 rounds of breaths and compressions on Steve, and he just popped out of it and scared the life out of me. I nearly joined him on the floor, to be honest with you. And you didn't really know what was going on at the time, did you? But we were really lucky. We're not far from the Northwest Ambulance Station. So between the code blue happening, us getting upstairs within about a minute or two and starting CPR on him, to the paramedics, the like real professionals arriving on the scene, was about 8 minutes. It couldn't have happened more perfectly for Steve, for us starting on him so quick, and then like the real professionals turning up on site so quickly. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know the work me and Alex did brought him back, but I was delighted to pass over to the paramedics. I came downstairs afterwards and just had an adrenaline dump. I mean, I don't mind admitting I was in floods of tears afterwards. It's not a nice situation, but because we've had years of training so often, you sort of go off into this. You just remember clicking away on the anidols because you're used to doing it so often.
So, you were training for an event at the time.
I was trying to encourage me mate Jed to go in as a single, but he said, Steve, we've trained so hard. He said, I'm not going to do it on my own. So that's the only regret, but I can't say that really because my wife will batter me. Because she said, if I hear you mention that competition one more time, we're just here, you're here, and that's the main thing.
Has it given you a new lease of life? Has it made you think?
It has made me realise that there are more important things in life than obviously just fitness, and obviously your family's the main thing, or it is to me anyway. My family's the main thing. I've got to look after my girls and my wife. So yeah, I can only thank Phil and the team for that, my mate Jed for getting me off the rower.
This isn't the one, is it, by any chance?
It's been back on it with the mirror.
How big's the rower? That sounds like Central Station, doesn't it? I thought it was a snowstorm at the start. I tell you what a lucky fella. And it's all about the training, isn't it? Having the equipment there and having the people who are trained up on it and knowing exactly what to do. And thanks to Claire Minter as well for bringing us that report, and Stephen and the rest of the team down there too. New lease of life. She's giving you your life back. Put it all into perspective, doesn't it? But yeah, great story that. And thanks for bringing that to us.